Welcome, friends. And let's hope this damn microphone is working tonight because it's driving me crazy. I tried it the other night and it wasn't on mute because if you put it on mute, the colors don't show. As a matter of fact, it's down too low. Let's see if we can bring it up a little bit. Let's see if we can bring it up a little bit here. I got to make sure everything's tightened because otherwise it goes the wrong way. See, the problem is I can't check this stuff without the camera being on. And the only way to get the camera go on is you have to go live on YouTube. There's no pre-check in the YouTube software. I've got another one of these coming. And wait until you see it. I have the auxiliary lighting going. That looks like the police department's after me. I kind of like that. We'll try that for a bit. Well, friends, as you can see in the title, we're celebrating number 30. We got to number 30 last night, and whoever is number 30, thank you. Grumpy thanks you. And if I can get... Hang on. He's sleeping in his cage. Let me... Come on. Wake up. You can go on camera. Oh, okay. Now you're going to wake up. And the Grumpy Vulture thanks number 30. Give him the stink eye. Give number 30 the stink eye. Give them both eyes. Give them both eyes. Do you appreciate number 30? Yeah, so do I. Isn't that cool? When I went in and checked the algorithm today, we were at 30. You like that? Cool. You want to go back in your cage? Okay. But give number 30 the stink eye once more. Give him the stink eye. That's for number 30. Number 30 gets the happy Grumpy Vulture stink eye. All right, go back in your cage. I almost fell off the chair. Number 30, whoever you are, from the bottom of Grumpy's crab-ass heart, I thank you. And for the other 29, I thank you also. It's amazing. Although, in 2 years, 15 subscribers a year, I guess I can't complain. I wouldn't want to sit and listen to me. But for you 30 subscribers out there, truly, Grumpy thanks you. Because it really gives me an uplifting feeling. Knowing that Had I not got screwed out of grand, I might have been doing this for real at a real radio station. But, you know, due to the wonders of the guys that invented YouTube, Grumpy can have a radio station and a TV station all to himself. And I don't have to take no bullshit from anybody upstairs because Grumpy calls his own shots. Let's see what else this light will do. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And we have fading red and then fading green. And oh, that's too bright. Straight red, orange, green, a different shade of green, darker green, light blue, lighter blue, medium blue, I don't know. Nah. Maybe overhead. We'll get it. You know, what I didn't realize was the maintenance guys don't come in on Sunday. So I couldn't get the light installed overhead. So I did something that they didn't want me to do was I took it out of the box and I set it on the console. That's kind of cool. Stop, police. My hands are up. Don't breathe. I mean, something like that. I'll tell you what, I was so happy this morning when I went in and checked the details on my YouTube account. I just, as they say over across the pond, I was over the moon. Whatever that means. I watch a lot of YouTube from across the pond, and they say, I was over the moon. Well, so was I. I was around, bebopping around like I was a youngster again. I wanted to hop, skip, and jump. And maybe, just maybe, January 2025 will be at 60. See, I'm not going for the thousands. Yeah, I would like to get paid. I would like to get monetized. But I'm doing this for fun. It takes my mind off my health issues. And it makes me feel like, you know, I actually got that certificate from the Wixie School of Broadcast Technique and was, you know, spinning records at a real radio station. Well, we don't spin records anymore, although vinyl is making a comeback. You know, the younger generation got hooked on their Walkmans and their portable, you know, cassette players and their portable CD players. And vinyl kind of went to the wayside, but it never totally disappeared. There are still record shops There's one in Lakewood. The guy must have a bazillion LPs in there. And I stop in every now and then and I look for something off the wall. And I couldn't believe it. I went in one day. I said, "Do you have this?" And he went, "Yeah, it's over here." Pulled up the album. He didn't even get the price out of his mouth. I said, "I'll take it." He goes, "Don't you want to hear the price?" I says, "Well, unless it's $100. He said, "No, no, no, no." And he gave me an idea because any LPs, the 33 and a third LP vinyl records that are scrap, he sells for like 10 cents to decorate the wall with. So what I'm thinking of doing is getting an overlay so that I can hang 33 LPs and do a different version, leave the grumpy old man out of it, come up with a theme for a different show. And then when I want to go back to this one, I go back to this one. But that's down the line. We're still working on the, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do, I've been thinking of a Wednesday segment I might change of a topic for the day and calling it Grumpy's Dumpster Fire. And later on, it'll make sense. Right now, it's like this guy's out of his freaking mind. But later on, it'll make sense. A lot of it has to do with the microphone flag that I've ordered. All right. Enough with the happy. Although I'm still happy. Number 30. I don't want to call you number 30. I wish there was a name to go with it. But number 30, you're the greatest. You really are. Whoever took that chance and said, "I'm going to subscribe to this asshole," you made my day. You probably made my month. Because I was kind of hanging at that 29 there. And I was like, God, am I ever going to get to number 30? Although I still would like, people to subscribe. I'm extremely happy I'm at 30, but I'd like to see it grow. Maybe one a month. That wouldn't be asking too much. I was thinking one a week, but that's pushing the point. If I could get one a month, two a month. But I'm not going to push the issue. Some channels, they just constantly subscribe. Yeah, I was begging for number 30, but I'm not going to, you don't strong arm people. They do what they want to do. Number 30 looked at me and said, "Boy, I feel sorry for that SOB. I'm going to subscribe." And it really, truly made me happy. I'm still happy. I mean, I looked this morning at 8 o'clock and I was bouncing off the walls. My cat looked at me like, "Holy shit, did you get into my catnip?" Number 30, this slug's for you. That's my cool cup. Too much glare on it, but this is the Abraham Lincoln Monument in Washington. You know, it's that my son got to see the monument and all I got was this cup. But I appreciate it. It's one of my favorites. I don't use it too often because I have a bad habit of breaking mugs. Like the one day. My coffee was cool. So I put it in the microwave to zap it. And usually what I do, once it's zapped, I take the cup out, I set it on the counter, and I shut the microwave door, okay? Well, that day, I took the cup out, went to shut the microwave door, hit the cup, there it went, and it fell just right to break the handle off. It couldn't have landed a different way. It landed right on the handle. And that cup was only like a week old. Although it was only $1.25 from Dollar Tree, but even so, I can't afford to throw away money. $1.25 means a lot to somebody on Social Security nowadays. I mean, I'm not embarrassed to tell people that, you know, when I go to Save a Lot, first thing I do when I get out of the truck, I scan the parking lot for abandoned carts. Because, you know, Save a Lot has the same system like Aldi's. It costs you $0.25 to rent that cart. That's what I tell everybody. You know, you're renting that cart for your shopping trip. But nowadays, this generation, $0.25 don't mean shit to them. And they just leave the cart in the parking lot. Well, I average between $8 and $10 a month in quarters chasing shopping carts. The one day in the span of about a minute and a half, I made $2. There were that many carts in the parking lot. And there were some teenage kids laughing. Look at that crazy old dude. Call me crazy. That was $2 in my pocket. I'm not embarrassed. You know, that $10 goes towards my gasoline for my vehicle. Not that it gets me a lot of gas, but like I tell people that abandon the carts, you are putting gas in my tank. You are. $10 might only get me like 3 gallons, but even so, I don't drive that much where 3 gallons of gas lasts me quite a while. I fill both of my vehicles, and I alternate driving. You know, I'll drive one for a couple days and drive the other for a couple. I alternate back and forth between my Nissan pickup and my RAV4. A full tank of gas lasts me 2 months because I drive so little. But even so, and in the meantime, I get to save up. Same thing. I chase down aluminum cans. It's amazing how many aluminum cans that I find up at the shopping center parking lot. And I just throw them in the back of the truck. And then when I get home, I have containers. And then when my containers are full, I take them up to the scrap yard. Plus, I keep a constant running check on the price of aluminum scrap. And I average $20 to $25 in scrap cans. I'm not embarrassed. I'll chase a can in the parking lot. One day the wind was blowing. It was hilarious. I was chasing that can. Now, for the ignorant people portion of today's stream, I'm going to tell you what happened to me a couple hours ago when I went to Mark's up at 136th and Marine. Now, when I pulled in the parking lot, just as I was pulling into the parking space, the woman in front of me pulled out. So I went forward. That way I could just hang a left and leave the shopping center. Now, on Sunday, around 4 o'clock, Mark's isn't that busy. Around me were like 20 parking spaces, okay? So I come out, and I open the door and I put my groceries on the seat, and the door's open because I'm getting in. My ass no sooner hit that seat and a woman come from the right and wheeled into the parking space, and I pulled my arm back for fear she was going to hit the door, and I didn't want to get a fucking broken arm. So she gets into the space, and I reach out and I shut the door, and she was, of course, on her phone, and she had her window down, and she says to me, "Close your fucking door, asshole." So I rolled the window down, and I said, "Excuse me?" She says, "You heard what I said, asshole." I said, "Well, you're the asshole. You were coming around. You saw my door. You were watching me get into my truck. And you were in a big goddamn hurry to get in that space when there's other spaces you could pull into, and then you bitch at me?" I was dumbfounded. And she never got off her phone. And she got out, and I rolled up my window, and she was in her mid-30s. And as she went around the back of her SUV, she said, "Grumpy, you're number one." What the hell is wrong with people nowadays? She could see coming down the aisleway that I was just getting into the truck. Now, you know, when I get in, I don't leave that door open for an hour. I leave it open just long enough so I get my ass in the seat. And I was reaching out to close it, and she saw this. And then to berate me? You know, if I would have been 40 years younger, I'd have jerked her out of that vehicle and given her what for. Female or not, if you're going to give me language that a male would use, then the gloves are off, lady. I don't care. You are asking for it. And you know, how does this person know that I'm not crazy enough to have something inside my jacket? Not that I'm that crazy. But nowadays, you don't know. You know, when Ohio passed its concealed carry law, that was another day I celebrated. Because that meant I could legally carry my new toy. And it's a nice one. I've got it out for, I got custom grips, a laser sight with a flashlight. And that laser sight is aimed dead on. Fiber optic sights on the top that are really cool because at night they kind of light up. Yeah, Grumpy outfitted his toy. And I have the right to carry that toy. No, only if I'm going somewhere questionable. I don't go out at night. But if I'm going somewhere questionable, I have my toy. Then I'm allowed to have. Which I didn't today. But how, you don't take those kind of chances nowadays. You know, back in my day, you settled your fights with fists. Not today. I watched a YouTube video of something that happened 2 years ago in a bodega in New York. I guess a bodega is like a little deli. I got to ask my neighbor. I have a Spanish neighbor. Well, this woman came in to purchase some chips for her daughter. And she had a food card. Well, the food card got denied. So the clerk, who was in his 80s, gently reached across the counter and took the chips back. Well, of course, this made her daughter cry. She says to the clerk, "My boyfriend's going to come in here and take care of your ass." He took it as an idle threat. Well, 20 minutes later, in comes the boyfriend. Now, there was plexiglass, with a little opening. But the clerk neglected to lock the door. There was an entrance door at the end of the counter that he neglected to lock. Well, he was taking care of a customer when her boyfriend came in behind the counter, started to berate him about insulting his girlfriend and causing mental distress for his little girl. And then he threw him back against the shelving. Well, luckily there was a chair there, and he fell into the chair, and he smacked his head. Well, then the girl's boyfriend, if that isn't enough, grabs him by the shirt and picks him up and starts to shake the shit out of the old man, yelling at him, cussing at him. Well, the old man happened to have one of them long steel things with a wooden handle. And while he was being shaken, he commenced to kind of rearrange this guy's shirt and put some air holes in it. Well, unfortunately, the boyfriend kind of ran out of breath, if you kind of catch my drift. He was at the hospital and he kind of ran out of breath. And the girlfriend wanted this clerk charged with murder. And she got the whole neighborhood all wound up, all of her friends. Well, the prosecutor said, because luckily there was a complete video from start to finish of the attack. Now, the old man didn't have this on him. It was on the counter. Matter of fact, he told the police, "I use it to open boxes and letters," and it was just laying there. But he was in fear of his life. So, nowadays you don't know what's going to set somebody off. So, this woman was taking a big chance, not knowing what this asshole in this rusty, rotten old Nissan pickup truck was likely to do. I guess she looked at the truck figuring, oh, it's a piece of shit. Oh, and then I forgot something. Yeah, she had the nerve to tell me that my open door could have damaged her car. Well, wait till I closed the door. But, she probably looked at the truck and went, oh, what a piece of shit, Matter of fact, I sent for some emblems, and they look just like factory. And they say shitbox edition. Because every time I slam the door, another piece of the body falls off of it. But oh my God, does it run? Oh, you can't hear it run. When I start it up, you can't hear it run. And the acceleration is unbelievable. But the body is falling off of it. Matter of fact, come this spring, I've got to cut the bed off. It's getting that bad. I have a ratchet strap around the back end of the bed because the quarter panels were starting to do this, and the tailgate was falling off. So I got out a ratchet strap and brought everything back together. But God forbid if that thing ever lets go. It'll look like something out of the movies, like a reality show. Watch this. But enough of that. We don't want to hear that. Basically, that segment is something for Grumpy's Dumpster Fire. Not for today, because today is a celebration. Celebrate, come on. I think that's how the song goes. Yeah, I was celebrating today. I saw that 30 and I just about pissed myself. And at this age, it ain't hard, believe me. They make the joke, after 65, a fart may not be a fart, Haven't got to that point yet, but I know a few people that if the urge comes on, they run to the men's room. Either that or wear depends. But yeah, the big 3-0, 30, 30, 30, 30. We got to 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. We got to 30. Maybe next January I can do 60, 60, 60, 60 if I last that long. Not on YouTube. Getting up there in age. But man, whoever you are, number 30, you made my day. I'm still cranked. I'd like to know who you are. I felt like a little kid. And not much at 72 years old makes me feel like that. But it was just seeing that number going, one more person had enough faith in the grumpy old man to subscribe and maybe listen to him on a regular basis. See, that's another thing. I don't beg my people to watch every single video because not every single video is a winner. And who wants to hear some crab ass complain? But it's not about that. This channel wasn't about any of that. I set this up to get the feeling that I should have had back in the 70s when I was in broadcast school. Because we all got cheated. Now, there were a couple that enrolled in, I can't remember what broadcast school is over on, I think it's over on Rockside, if it's still there, and became disc jockeys. Not big names, and not in big cities, but they got their wish. Their wish came true. And, I had talked to one of them, and I said, it's not the location. And it's not the power output of your station's transmitter. It's that you fulfilled your dream. You dreamt about becoming a disc jockey, and you fulfilled your dream. And then this poor guy felt sorry for him. He was out in the middle of nowhere. The road to get to the station was in between 2,000 cattle pastures in Texas somewhere. I can't remember where. And he said he drove like a mile, and all he saw was cows. When after he got settled in, although he wanted to ask it on his first day, he said, are there like speakers out in the pastures? Is that my audience out there? Yeah, the guy that owned the cattle ranch bought the property around the station. So like my buddy said, I was surrounded by cattle. But he was a disc jockey. He fulfilled his dream. He was on the air every day. Never made it big. I lost touch with him about 10, 15 years ago. And never was at big stations. But like he said, I'm on the air. I don't care where I'm at. Although he said it was a pain in the ass moving around, but matter of fact, he never did get married because, like he said, you may be here for a year and then being like a military brat, pick up and move again. So that's what this channel's about. And I never planned on being on TV. But that's what YouTube gives me. I could have somebody set up a website and just do like a radio, just a vocal, an audio. But YouTube gives me the joy of being on TV. And sometimes I am on TV. Because sometimes I get vain and I watch on my TV. I watch myself. I'm like, look at this idiot. He's on a big screen TV. Believe me, I don't have the face for TV. I got the face for radio. So that's why I set this channel up. To have some fun. You know, I'm on less than an hour. But this 30 to 45 minutes that I'm on, it's uplifting for me. I'm like, well, I just did my show. Time to shut the studio down and go home, which is like right outside that door. So for you 30 people that took the chance on this old man, thank you. Thank you very much. The 29 of you, every time you subscribe, it made my day. You know, to go in one day and go from 15 to 16 or 16 to 17. And what I should have done, and it's a little late now, but I should have thanked every new subscriber that I got that day. But for the 30 of you, you made an old man happy. And I thank each and every one of you. It would be nice tomorrow to see 31, but I'm not going to beg. Whoever wants to take a chance, take the chance. You know, it takes 2 clicks. One to subscribe, and if you don't like looking at this face, a second click to unsubscribe. But I hope my subscribers stay. Because every time one more person was added to that subscription list, you made my day. Number 1 made my day as much as number 30. But number 30, you were special because we were hanging at 29 there for quite a while. So number 30, 2 thumbs up. And with that, I'm cranking it. Wow. Longest show ever. I'm at almost 50 minutes. And it's time to grab a bite to eat. So with that, the happy, grumpy old man is going to say, take care, friends, and thank each and every one of you. Bye-bye.